so much, everyone. Once again, I would like to.
Before I proceed, I have to apologize for us starting late. It's due to operational reasons, and I hope next time it will be more apt and get you a more spacious accommodation. It was due to the close down of ICT, and so this particular hotel is fully booked for most of the bigger rooms. So, and we can't continue to delay because time is not waiting for anybody. So we try to make use of what we have. So I really apologize and take responsibility. So the permanent secretary, the directors of all the agencies of Ministry of Labour and Employment, the development partners, our invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this unveiling of our LEEP program to the DFIs, basically to inform you that by God's grace, that God has put us in a place where we have to reposition the Ministry of Labour and Employment because the world is moving towards tech and digitalization. And we don't want to be left behind. So, and we know we can't do it alone, and we know we need to partner with you because God also have put you in a place where you are just around to help us succeed in the country. And you know that Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was campaigning, was clear about where he wants to take Nigeria to. He was clear about his vision and mission and the way to go. And after appointing us, we had a retreat where it was made clear to everyone that he's a driver, we are conductors, and then the whole Nigerians, including visitors, who are visitors, are passengers. And so I'm one of the conductors, and my own is to make sure that people sit well inside our car, and when they get to their destination, they get down without getting injured, any injury, and at the end of the day, make sure that they get to their destination on time. It's possible that people can embark on a journey. Yes, you may get to your destination, but you may get maybe 5 hours later, and all the other programs you needed to do, you won't be able to do it. And so people embark on a journey, they never get to their destination. Sometimes it's because of the driver, sometimes because of the conductor. The conductor may decide to quarrel with a passenger, and they will get into fight. And then the vehicle may somersault, anything could go wrong. So as the conductor of Ministry of Labour and Employment, I want to start with all the players in the Labour Ministry on a good note to tell you people what is our thought and to get your buy-in. Because most times people, you may think you're solving my problem, but in actual fact, you believe you're solving the problem, but yet the problem is not being solved. It's not because of you. It's because the person who is suffering the problem have refused to open his or her mouth. So today, we want to be deliberate. We want to be certain. We want to be accurate to key into the renewed hope agenda, which we have aligned to from when we were appointed. Because I know also that the president chose the people that he believed are passionate about the country, are passionate about changing narratives, are passionate about deliverables. And so we have come here to solicit your support in helping us to achieve our KPIs. What are we talking about? The unveiling of Labour Employment and Empowerment Programme is a platform that is bringing out strategies to make sure that the mandate of the ministry is met. What's the mandate of Labour Ministry? Number one is to make sure that poverty is reduced, if not completely eradicated. I dream that under our watch, with your support, that it's possible to eradicate poverty. Then also to create employment. Job creation is very key, because if we create enough jobs, decent jobs, I'm sure it's going to reduce a lot of problems we have today, including insecurity. And I know that Labour Ministry, it's not just about conciliation. It's about making sure that there is food in every family. It's making sure that people who have retired are taken care of. That's why you have the MD of NSITF seated here. And it's make sure that you have deliverable on productivity. That's why you also have a DG of National Productivity Center. And we have a director that is in charge of occupational safety and health, meaning that it will no longer be fashionable for people to open factories, no regulation, the workers' welfare are not taken care of. People will just do anything, no regulation. You can open a factory and then there's no safety measures around. People die every day. They don't even report it, and they don't even care to find out the cause so as to be able to prevent future occurrence. And so we found out that in Labour Ministry we have a lot of structures that takes care of all the issues that are mostly neglected in our country today. We have a lot of structures, but you have to ignite those structures to be able to deliver on our mandate and to be able to deliver on the mission and vision of Mr. President, which is the renewed Hope agenda. And I would like to inform you that out of 8 points contained in the renewed Hope agenda, 6 align with Labour Ministry. And so it's not a tea party. If you have an 8-point agenda and under your ministry you are saddled with 6, so you can't just sit in the office and be doing what you normally do or what everybody expects that you should be doing. So you should think outside the box. So the Labour Ministry today decided to think outside the box by launching the Labour Employment Enhancement Programme. Employment Enhancement Programme, you can call it employment and empowerment, because empowerment is very critical too. That's why we mentioned it, because most of the times we train people and we expect that we train them. When you train them and you don't empower them, they go back to where they came from. And so we are asking that this time around we're going to be deliberate about empowerment. It's bye-bye to the days of giving people what cannot start their business. If you train somebody and you do not start the business for the person, it's practically impossible for that person to start. And that's why we have found out over the years that most time when we train people and give them something, if it's not something that they can use, by the time you enter your car, they've sold those things. So we want a situation where we train people, they will guide the training, and then whatever we give them, they know it's for their future, it's for their life. And we expect that within given timeline, they should also become employers of labor. And so when you do this deliberately, poverty will be reduced, empowerment will be real, training will be focused training. We need to find out, who are you training? Is the person ready to leave the street? So we need even to talk to people psychologically, bring them back, even create social so we have social security department in the Labour Ministry. The structures that Labour Ministry have is unprecedented. You know, like I was telling somebody, if you want to get it right, we should even have a social work department where even before we train somebody, we should be able to talk to the people, where the person's psychology, because there are people that you're talking to them about employment, that's not their problem. They want something else. You're talking to somebody to go back to school. It's not everybody that must go back to school. Some people decide that they can't go to school, they want to learn handwork. That's where their passion is. So we need to have a platform where we'll be able to talk to people, talk to Nigerians and know exactly what they want. And under LEEP, we are also soliciting support for remote work. How do we get this? We need to talk to the people who know that they were going to be trained in technology, computer. They will have to know what they want. So those kind of people, you can push them to remote work. And so we are seeking partnership from all of you to make sure that all these things are done with speed of light, because in a few days, the administration will clock 1 year. And so Nigerians are counting days, they are counting hours. So I want you to come and partner with us so that we'll be able to deliver on the mandate to push Nigeria through this difficult periods, because the time is now. Everybody we won't be talking about problems. We want to talk about solutions. It's solutions, 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 because Nigerians are yearning to get out of poverty line. Nigerians are yearning to sleep with their two eyes open. The youths are graduating in numbers. They are losing hope. That's why they are becoming tools in the hand of non-state actors. So we must occupy the space and take back our youth and take back our senior citizens. Our senior citizens today, if nothing is done, they will lose hope in the country they have built, because they need to know that when they retire, that the state will take care of them, that their medical will still be running. Under labor, we have a structure under an SITF where retirees should be able to be earning their life back if they have given like 35 years or 60 years to a system. If they have 20 years more to live, those 20 years will not be too much for the state to take care of them. All over the world, you have senior citizens where they are treated with pride because of their contribution. And so once we take back our society and take back the values, people will be strong and they will be happy to work for the system. And so it will eradicate even corruption. Because most times when you are retiring and you don't know where to go, you can fall. If you don't have strong mind and you don't believe in God and you don't have strong will, you can be tempted to do anything. But if you know that the state is there for you, that you have put in so much, you have not soiled your hand, so few months, few years will not make you do anything, knowing that your retirement package is there, your pension is coming as at window, the infrastructure to take care of you at this level is around here. Even the issue of medical whatever, traveling every time outside will also be eradicated, because what it simply means is that every ministry, both health, both education, everybody will be on board to do what is required of them according to the Renewed Hope agenda. So I do not want to, this one is just opening address, so it's not supposed to go into critical points of what, because in the agenda we still have where an item that we are going to introduce the LEEP program properly, even though as I was talking I was delving into it, which I wasn't supposed to do. So I thank you and I welcome you all, and I wish you fruitful deliberation, and also to still apologize for people who are standing. We are going to make it very brief because we are going to have documents, full documentation of what we're doing to your emails and everything, and because today we are going to open channels of discussion. We are not like we are going to get all our responses today, but if we get all the responses today and we kick the ground running tomorrow, and by next week I'm having a lot of people being employed, I'm having a lot of people migrating from Nigeria to a country where they will be able to have their jobs ready, because we have a lot of people who are also, who have been trained, who are also, they are qualified, but if they don't have a platform where they would be unveiled, be exposed to people that will help them, nothing's going to happen. So that's part of why we are here. Thank you, and believe that I am well understood, but if not, during questions and answers, I will then come back and then throw more light to anything that is not really explained.
Of course, it makes the ministry more efficient, it makes the workforce more efficient, and it makes everybody achieve their goal, singing from the same hymn book. So it is very important that digitization of processes comes, and we do things in a more efficient and effective manner. Capacity building is also very important. If we are going to digitize our processes, of course, the people within the ministry have to be upskilled. They have to be trained to use the new processes that we are talking about. Next slide, please. Yes, this slide talks about the strategic initiatives of the Labour Employment and Empowerment Programme, the LEEP initiative. These strategic core pillars are premised on the essence of job creation, as well as ensuring that our people that go to work in a decent, conducive environment. Amongst these 6 pillars, there are 3 core pillars that speaks to job creation. Job creation across different spectrum, of course, and I'll quickly run through the spectrums. The first one we have is the Digital Skills Initiative. Today, the world of work is rapidly moving. You have folks that are interested in doing AI and machine learning. You have skills such as graphic designing. You have skills such as website development. You have skills such as data analysis, digital marketing. That is so much on the rise, and actually putting people in gainful employment these days. The Digital Skills Initiative, which we call the DSI, would focus on training and upskilling our people to ensure that they are armed and equipped with these skills. People say it's unrealistic, but I'll say it's audacious, it is bold, it is courageous. We can of course achieve these numbers, and it's a ripple effect, you know. If we equip one man to start up a business in Gombe State, and because of that, that man can employ 1-2 other people, that ripple effect can actually make these numbers. So we are not saying we are going to create 2.5 million jobs directly. Directly and indirectly, we are looking to create 2.5 million jobs. Next slide, please.
2.5 million jobs, how? Is it in 1 year or
yes.
5 years?
4 years.
In 4 years. In 4 years. This slide talks about our highly esteemed partners. Some are in the room, some are not in the room.
The target of 2.5 million jobs a year may seem large, but every year 5.5 million people become of working age. So that's the scale of the challenge. But government is not the only solution, right? So there are other solutions where the private sector are a key player. So I think it would be good to think about what the private sector can do and how the government can facilitate. And the initiatives that you have pointed out today are very much in that direction. And I think that the key thing there is to make sure that in areas where there is lots of institutions, private sector, public sector, international development partners and international organizations working together, it's the need for coordination is quite large. So I think that is something we need to acknowledge, emphasize, and build it in a way we move forward with this and many of the initiatives. And as Honorable Minister, as you know, we've been working together on areas covered within the LEEP program, particularly on sort of intermediation aspects of it, and also managed migration aspect that you've mentioned. But also the overall skill agenda is clearly multi-sectoral, and there I think it is quite important that all of these the initiatives come together so that all the synergies can be explored and exploited rather than compete. So I think that is extremely important, and we're happy to work with you on all of these initiatives moving forward. Thank you very much.
I actually got introduced to this through one of my colleagues, Dr. Lai, and one of the things that I've been sort of pushing since Chris Ngige was minister was sort of really focusing on outsourcing and improving jobs, and how there's an opportunity for Nigeria to outsource, especially to the UK because of the language and the no time difference, and there's so many opportunities we can do there in terms of like job matching. And also I'm glad that you mentioned about improving the situation and certifications for people working in factories, etc., etc. I don't think that's done, and I think it's really good that the ministry is really sort of pushing that. And We're Here, or Distinct, is one of the best tools globally for job matching and using AI to match people to jobs. So we're already doing that. We're already connecting the best Nigerians to jobs, both locally and abroad. So obviously with the support of the government, we can do that at scale and really focus on reducing unemployment, which for me is the #1 factor that will reduce a lot of stuff in this country.
Experts from Nigeria for global work, we should look into our curriculum to make sure that we have what it takes for them to work out outside Nigeria. If you look at our training program, it's still based on theory. Our TVET programs, NVQ programs should be brought back, and I'm sure by the time we now do a proper investigation, why our graduates are not being employed. Is there any gap between employers and the university? Let us please talk and come up with a sound curriculum. So we start from the beginning to train our graduates so that they can compete globally. We can tweak our curriculum to achieve that. We should be thinking about what is happening in other places, best practices. I'm very happy with the strategies you lined up. We should also look into Industry 4.0, which is the key now, using digital technology and artificial intelligence. That's exactly what we captured under digitalization. There's a key word I didn't see, just transition. That's what the UN is looking for now, the European Union. I think it should be there. I don't know whether when you captured it in your transition. It's already in the strategy. It talks about the same job where the minister mentioned, and we're also looking at startups. I didn't see these are things that people can train so that they can make use of the digital technology. Startups should be supported. So what I'm just saying, make us look at our curriculum, tweak it a bit with the Ministry of Education, make sure we produce graduates that can fit in and compete globally. That's the starting point. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Employment is key. One of the characteristics, positive characteristics of Nigeria is often expressed in terms of our huge population and the fact that we are going to be almost doubling our population to about 400 million people in a couple of years. And as the Minister, Excellency, had mentioned, and was also mentioned, if we do not find gainful employment for all these new people that are coming into the workforce, then it could represent an existential threat to our country. So being able to have a workforce but to create employment, you have to have a workforce that have the right set of skills, are reskilled and upskilled for the future of work, so that your huge human capital can actually be a resource rather than being a liability for you. And this program goes a long way in being able to transform what is a very positive characteristic of our country to be a force multiplier in being able to mobilize. Because if you want to mobilize investments go to where the right skills are. The reason why a lot of the countries that have benefited from globalization or from the fourth industrial revolution that is ongoing are countries that are able to develop the right skills for jobs and investments to come to their location. So for us, having the right skills and having the right labor force, it's key to attracting, mobilizing investments to our country and increasing the productivity of our citizens. Any country that is experiencing positive growth primarily drives that through productivity. So again, what a laudable program, and looking forward to working with the ministry and supporting them. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The world has left them. So we have new trends in curriculum. So I mean, that one is giving the group agenda. That's why you see some people doing something that you can say is callable. And when they call me and say, there's something like callable now. You understand? All of us are in the same boat. Whatever you can do from your end to reduce poverty, to reduce unemployment is accepted. There are certain things that I've mentioned here, which is purely education. You understand? So, but if we need to educate our people and we can get some people educated under Ministry of Labour, it's accepted. That's why if you look at the table when we went for retreat, you see like maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 agencies on poverty reduction, on employment creation, on wealth creation, more than maybe 7 ministries. So we are collaborating with each other to make sure that at the end of the day, the outlook is that when we came in, 800 people were in the street. Now it's been reduced to maybe 100. Maybe by the time we leave, there will be none in the street. Whether it's coming from labor or it's coming from power or from defense, the most important thing is that we are all Nigerians. We're in the same boat. As it's hurting somebody in Abuja, it's hurting somebody in Nasarawa. As it's happening in Nasarawa, in Gombe, it's worse. If you go to Lagos, same story. I mean, so we cannot isolate these issues. And that's why I keep saying labor is not about strike and organized labor. Labor is about reduction of unemployment and poverty. That's what their mandate is. Yes, you can oversight organized labor to make sure that everybody's head is cool. They understand what government is doing, and if there are things that government is not doing, they call government to order, and then government is supposed to listen, because labor force, the employers, they are Nigerians. You understand? Even people who are employing are also Nigerians. So we should be able to keep the temperature cool. And I believe I'm a believer on hard work, and looking at all the people here and looking at all the platforms. And we are not going to work on these platforms for us to continue to be giving excuses why it's not working. If we work on what we have said, I don't see why it will not work. So the truth is, we have a lot of work to do. Yes, it may not be easy, but it's possible. And so once you set a target and you work towards it, there's nothing stopping you. Because the truth of the matter is that we have a lot of platforms that we are not restricted to. It has to be so this kind of person. Jobs are jobs, and it has to be decent jobs. Look at our factory. if we tap into the Department of OSH, Occupational Safety and Health, and improve on our factories, those people are going to employ people, because these things are, you're reviving those things that are moribund over the years. And if we are going to revive, are they going to revive and then keep, if you're producing, you get more people to work for you? You understand? If you are going to talk and then work with artisans, and we are linking them to projects, all the contractors around this country, and then stop importation, or how do I call it? You know that there are certain jobs that we have in this country that Nigerians are not doing. And then if you train them and then refocus their mind, because like somebody said, certain jobs Nigerians don't do, they go to abroad and do it. And then if you give them a platform that is decent and don't talk down on them, because most times that people are supposed to work, is this kind of job that you're coming to take? If we change that narrative and change those languages, these are decent jobs. You want somebody to give you job, can you do this job? At the end of the day, the money you make is maybe more than what you want to go and make even as a graduate. And start re-engineering our youth to accept that jobs are jobs. You can, engineers wear jackets that at the end of the day it gets dirty. You understand? You wear your overall, get dirty in the day, in the evening, get out of the job, clean up, wear your clean shirt. You understand? And people start getting jobs. We have to, number one, accept that these jobs are credible and decent jobs. You went to university, you studied architecture, you studied engineering. Engineers are not wearing white. You understand? On a good day, engineers will wear their jeans, rugged jeans, and enter drill. But some people say, if you're giving them job, you say, okay, you have to go to the, you say, no, I'm not even going to side the river. You understand? When they are, Nigerians, unemployed people accept that these jobs are what they get when they go get to maybe outside Nigeria. You can do it here and you get good money that will solve your problem. I mean, they will accept it. So at the end of the day, maybe even be more than 2.5, because you are targeting on all groups. It's not just about graduates. You're taking people who are not educated. You are training artisans. You're taking people who are out of school. You want to bring them back. You don't talk them down and say you are a slave. You can tell them that, no, listen, yes, things happen. You can fail, but the ability to stand up is what makes you a man or a woman. I mean, so we have to partner with Nigerians, we have to partner with our children, we have to partner with our retired people. Some people retire prematurely and they are still able to work. You cannot say, oh, I heard that you retired 10 years ago. You don't go and come to here to ask for a job. You know, we use our mouth to kill people's destiny. So now we are going to say no to talking down on people, accept people the way they are, give them the platform to regenerate, give them the platform to reposition themselves, give them the platform to say, I can still make it. You understand? So when we do that and we get the right attitude, which is simply what I'm trying to say, apply the right attitude, and then things will work positively. So don't lose hope. And we, even the people on the other side, the media, please, those languages, we have been saying it before, previous government have said it, trust us. Is there nothing that you have seen with us that other people have said before and now we are doing it? Is there nothing? There are. So if there are, so trust us that when we say 2.5, that God will honor it. It may even be 3 million.
It's been wonderful today for this discourse.
and I do know